every single night while you're lying in bed, binge watching Netflix and thinking your body is completely shut down. Your cells are doing something so wild, so borderline science fiction, that when the scientist who discovered it won the Nobel Prize for it in 2016, most Americans had absolutely no idea what he was even talking about. Here's the truth. Your body has a built-in biological self-cleaning system, a process where your own cells literally hunt down, break apart, and recycle their own damaged, broken, zombie-like components. They eat themselves. And that's not a metaphor. That's actual cellular biology. It's called autophagy. And no, it has nothing to do with the latest Instagram supplement trend. But here's what's shocking. Most Americans are accidentally turning this system completely off every single day with habits they think are totally healthy. Things like eating 6 small meals a day, sipping protein shakes before bed, even some morning routines that wellness influencers swear by. And when this system goes quiet, research from institutions like Harvard Medical School and the NIH suggests it may play a significant role in accelerating cellular aging, promoting brain fog, disrupting metabolic health, and increasing the risk of chronic inflammation. So today, we're going deep. We're going to break down exactly what autophagy is, why modern American life is quietly suppressing it, and most importantly, the exact science-backed protocol you can start tomorrow morning to potentially support and reactivate this system in your own body. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share in the next few minutes could genuinely change how you think about eating, aging, and your long-term health forever. Okay, so what actually is autophagy? The word comes from Greek. Auto means self. Phagy means eating. So, self-eating, which sounds terrifying, but it is one of the most beautiful, protective processes your body runs. Think of it this way. You know how every major American city has a waste management system? Garbage trucks that run specific routes, pick up old broken down junk, haul it to a processing facility where it gets sorted, recycled, and turned back into usable raw materials. Your cells run that exact same operation every single day. Inside each of your roughly 37 trillion cells, tiny structures called lysosomes act as the recycling plant. They dispatch little cellular garbage bags called autophagosomes to sweep up damaged proteins, malfunctioning mitochondria, and toxic cellular debris. That junk gets delivered to the lysosome, broken down, and the raw amino acid parts get shipped right back out as clean, usable cellular fuel. Yoshinori Osumi, the Japanese cell biologist who won the 2016 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine, mapped this entire mechanism. And since then, research published in journals like Cell and Nature has linked robust autophagy function to cellular longevity, healthier metabolic function, sharper cognitive performance, and a more resilient immune system. Here's the problem. The standard American diet, what researchers literally call the SAD diet, combined with our constant grazing eating culture, may be chronically suppressing this system. Here's why. Autophagy is primarily triggered by a cellular energy sensor called mTOR, the mechanistic target of rapamycin. Think of mTOR as your cell's build mode switch. When mTOR is on, your cells are focused on growing and building. Autophagy is essentially paused, and what keeps mTOR cranked on high? Constant caloric input, specifically frequent protein and carbohydrate consumption. Every time you eat, you signal mTOR to stay active, which means autophagy stays suppressed. In a country where we've been told to eat every 2 to 3 hours to keep our metabolism up, we may have inadvertently been keeping our cellular cleaning crew permanently off the clock. Now, here's where it gets genuinely counterintuitive. And this is the part that surprises even some of my most health-conscious friends. You would think that eating more nutrient-dense food would make your cells healthier, right? More fuel, more function. That's the American productivity mindset applied to biology. But your cells don't work like a car that just needs more premium gas. They work more like a city, and a city that never stops, never rests, never cleans its streets, eventually chokes on its own waste. Research from the Buck Institute for Research on Aging in California suggests that accumulated cellular debris, the exact junk autophagy is designed to clear, may be a key driver of the cellular dysfunction we associate with aging and cognitive decline. So the paradox is this. Sometimes Eating less frequently may do more for your cellular health than eating more of the right foods. But wait, if constant eating is suppressing autophagy, what's the specific window your body needs to actually switch this system back on? And is there an ancient practice, one used for thousands of years across nearly every major culture on Earth, that modern science now confirms can amplify this process even further? I'll give you the exact protocol in just a moment, but first, you need to understand one more critical piece of this puzzle. All right, here is your actionable autophagy optimization protocol. And yes, you can start this tomorrow morning. Step 1, the eating window. The most well-researched method for supporting autophagy involves time-restricted eating, commonly known as intermittent fasting. Based on animal studies and emerging human research, many functional medicine physicians suggest a daily fasting window of somewhere between 14 to 18 hours may support meaningful autophagy activity. A practical starting point? A 16-8 window. Stop eating by 7 or 8 p.m. and break your fast around noon the next day. That's it. Now, and this is important, this is not about aggressive calorie restriction. We're talking about compressing your eating window, not starving yourself. Anyone pursuing extreme calorie restriction is actually working against their metabolic health, not for it. Step 2, the morning protocol. During your fasting window, certain things can help keep autophagy active. Black coffee, no cream, no sugar, may actually support the process. Research published in Cell Reports suggests caffeine can help activate autophagy pathways. Green tea, particularly matcha, contains a compound called EGCG that preliminary research suggests may also support cellular cleaning pathways. Water, of course, is essential. Step 3, movement as a cellular trigger. Moderate aerobic exercise, even a 30-minute brisk walk, has been shown in peer-reviewed research to upregulate autophagy signaling in muscle and brain tissue. Morning movement in a fasted state may create a powerful one-two punch for cellular optimization. Step 4, the ancient biohack, spermidine. Here's where ancient wisdom meets cutting-edge cell biology. Spermidine, found naturally in aged cheeses, wheat germ, mushrooms, and fermented soy foods like natto, which has been a staple of Japanese longevity diets for over 1,000 years. Spermidine is a naturally occurring polyamine compound, and modern research from the University of Graz in Austria, along with studies published in Nature Cell Biology, suggests that spermidine may be one of the most potent natural autophagy-inducing compounds we've identified to date. It appears to work by inhibiting a specific enzyme called EP300, effectively mimicking some of the cellular effects of fasting at the molecular level. You don't need an exotic supplement. Start with whole food sources. A tablespoon of wheat germ on your first meal, aged parmesan, dried mushrooms. These have been in human diets for millennia, and the science is finally catching up to explain why. Now, a genuine word of caution, and I mean this. If you are managing type 2 diabetes, are on insulin or blood sugar medications, have a history of disordered eating, are pregnant or breastfeeding, or are managing any chronic condition, please do not implement extended fasting windows without first talking to your primary care physician. Not because this information isn't valid, but because your specific physiology and medication interactions matter enormously. A good functional medicine doctor or your PCP can help you tailor this safely to your individual situation. This is not one-size-fits-all biology. Look, here's what I want you to take away from today. Your body is not broken. It's not failing you. It is carrying an incredibly sophisticated Nobel Prize winning self-repair system that most of us are simply not giving the right conditions to operate. You don't have to be perfect. You don't need to do a 5-day water fast or spend tons of dollars on supplements. Start with one night this week where you stop eating at 7 p.m. Go for a walk the next morning. Have your black coffee or green tea. Eat some mushrooms with your lunch. 1% better. That's the only goal. Because here's what the research keeps pointing us back to again and again. Longevity isn't built in the gym or the pharmacy. It's built in the quiet biological space between your meals, in the cellular silence where your body finally gets the chance to clean house. And now, you know how to give it that chance. If this changed how you think about your health today, share this with one person who needs to hear it. A parent, a spouse, a friend who's been struggling with energy or brain fog, that one share might genuinely help someone. And if you want to go deeper on topics like this, mitochondrial health, the gut brain axis, circadian biology, make sure you're subscribed because we go here every single week. One final thing, and I say this with full sincerity. Everything shared in this video is for general educational purposes only and is based on current scientific research and peer-reviewed literature. It is not intended as personalized medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult with a qualified healthcare professional before making any significant changes to your diet, fasting routine, or supplement regimen, especially if you have an existing health condition. Your health is your most valuable asset. Protect it wisely.